the question what arises in my mind is like, how can I make myself recession proof during these times? Like, do you have any idea like what job should I do? Like, because I am ready to fly, I am right in the middle of the jungle there. So, is there anything that I could do to help myself like
So
that?
you've done whatever you had to.
Right.
Now, if you're looking for the September 23 intake, that's the time I believe you still have some time
Right.
in terms of building your profile. Okay, there are a few short courses I believe you should do in terms of getting your profile a little up. So a lot of students who are who are working now in the they have 1 year of work ex or other in their final year as well. Final year students rather have a little more chance, they get a little more time to work on these short courses as well. Anything and everything I believe is important in this field in terms of how you are. The job market everywhere, I believe, when someone says that the job market is down, I haven't got a good pay package after I've completed my MS in UK, USA. I believe out of 5 students, there'll be 2 students who would always say that because they haven't got that job, right? It's because with the profile or the way they have fared at the time of the interview with the interviewer. So that is where the skill set comes into picture, and that's what exactly what I tell my students that when you have time now, rather than wasting some time on doing some things or not doing anything, get on to a short course for 1 month, 2 months, or a 3-month courses as well. Available online, lot of places they can open and do it, so that it builds their profile. The SOP which is being written, you can mention all of these things as well in the statement of purpose which you write. That is when I believe when you are ready. When I say a student is fly ready, in terms of fly ready which you asked me, the fly ready means I believe that in terms of his skill set and his profile, he should be then that is something which is very important, and that's something which a student should be doing.
Right. So keeping all these things in mind, so like that's a lot to process for a student.
True.
And on top of that, then he has to academically perform
Absolutely.
and then pay his bills and then send money home in some cases. So I guess that would nurture the student all around and gives it a wholesome experience. I guess that's where studying abroad is well versed with people who want to make it big in their career.
Absolutely.
Because
So I'll give you one example here. I have had a student last year, he flew to Ireland as well in 2021 intake, right? The student was so underconfident here when I started his process in 2020 October, a year prior to his flying in 2021. That's where the process starts, by the way. It starts 1 year prior. If you want to get into good universities with good scholarships and everything, I believe you should start your process 1 year prior to get everything on track, right? So with him, I remember it was during COVID, directly after the first wave of COVID. He's like, sir, I need to plan, something which he was looking at. So we helped him with the process, the complete process, and he was very underconfident. And that's when the only thing which me and the team told him that you need to work on your profile. You need to start early, you need to work on your profile. Once you go there, you will be a different person when you come back after completion of your MS. I was surprised to see that guy coming to my office after a year, once he completed his masters. He was a different guy. I used to, he came to my office with his friend who was also there in Ireland. So we are very happy to see our students evolve in a time of 1 year only, a year. So I was just thinking that if at all he would have spent a year in India, these things would he would not have learned the hard way as well. He's went there, worked out his way, and then now when he's back, he's a completely different person. Different person in terms of the confidence and the complete personality. Also in terms of a package of 40,000 euros.
Wow.
That's something which was really good
great
about him, that he's got a package of 41,500 euros to be more specific.
I'm sure he'll be proud when he sees this video. You talking about him.
Absolutely.
Great. So since we have limited time, so I'm just gonna ask you one last question that's been in my mind. When you go to study abroad, you are quite literally on your own. in some cases, like you don't have family, you're far away from friends. And so how does one like get to go and be a part of a community there? Like obviously like after going abroad, like you would miss your family and friends, and then there's the notion of loneliness. You would feel lonely. So how do students tackle that, and what should a student do? Like,
So when a student goes from here, the initial month is really fun. They think that we are away from family, we'll get to enjoy, there'll be parties, house parties happening. It happens for a month or 2 months. After that, the reality hits, wherein there is work, right? You spend around 20-25 lakhs, or rather 50-60 lakhs when you go to US, Canada, and Australia. So that thing really hits them. Okay? So I've always felt that the part-time jobs which they do is a very important thing, which gives them confidence, in which they get to learn a lot more as well. And everything boils down to money as well. If at all you have a certain amount of money coming into your pocket every day, every month, every week, that gives them that confidence as well. That even if we are in a different country, we're doing everything on our own, literally everything on your own, right? Back home, you have your parents, you have your mom mainly doing all the hard work here. Students are not used to going there and doing everything on their own, but I believe it's just a matter of a couple of months, 3 months, the first sem. Until first sem, there is always that graph which is like this. After that, it's a smooth ride. And part-time jobs, let me tell you, part-time jobs in a lot of countries up to 20 hours a week, which they work, right? Getting paid around $10 to $12 in euros per hour. That itself gives them a lot of confidence, and that's the fun part. Wherein working with on-campus, off-campus jobs as well. That's something which is the icebreaker. It's something which I believe in.
I was talking to my friend who's in Canada, and he's like a Punjabi. So even so they have like gurudwaras and all. So he was like telling me, like, when he feels lonely, like, so they have like a good community there. So he would visit the gurudwara, and also he would suggest like people who are not Sikh. So in his friend circle, he would like suggest you go to your religious place, like a mosque or a church, and it really helps like relieving your mental stress. And even if you're like an atheist, like you don't believe in God, you could still go to these places because it's a good place to network with people, and you get a mini home away from home, so to speak.
True. But once the student goes there, I'm sure even an atheist will start believing in God. That's something which I feel. But yeah, this is something which students do, and it's good, right? It's good.
Yeah, in a good way.
In a good way. So students do that as well, and it's good. How much are you close to God in terms of you don't have anyone in there? Good that you're at least close to God. God-fearing students is what we expect and believe in for our Indian students to be, right? And they will, and they are always like that. So
I guess that's a lovely point to end our discussion. Thank you, Salman,
for
giving us your time.
Thank you for your time as well.
I'm sure
so
we'll
Glad
meet again.
Absolutely. Thank you.